Hey everybody, it's your audiomancer, Ginge. For those joining us for the first time, I am the editor for Lawful Stupid. In the beginning, when we first got started back in 2017, I wasn't with the group yet, and we've had a lot to learn in the coming episodes. So this is really just a warning. Our gear and skills have improved drastically since those first fledgling episodes, so if you find these early episodes too rough to handle, you can skip ahead to episode 21 for a recap and come along for this adventure with us. Or feel free to jump ahead to any of our later campaigns, where I finally joined the crew, and I begin to help transition it from just a passion project to a fully proper podcast. I hope you like the episodes that are coming. Please enjoy.
Travelers, have a seat by the fire. I'll tell you a story. A story of adventure, magic, and legend. I'll tell you the story of Rowan, the bard, and the journey of his song. Chris, the silver serpent of silence. The tiefling sorcerer who was plunged into exile. And Atlas, the white orc, abandoned by his people and forged in destiny. Let me tell you where it all began. We find ourselves with the sun high in the sky over the town of Oxbane. Oxbane is a coastal town in the region of Orenthal. The town is bustling with activity, and the stage is set on our adventurer Atlas. It's midday, and we find Atlas working away at the golden hammer. The sound of hammers clanking on iron and the hiss of steam as water cools the molten metal. Hey Atlas, what are you working on at the forge? Like, in a day-to-day, what would something that you would be working on? What would your goal be?
Well, actually, in the town that I'm in, more often than not, I could be working on some farm tools or farm equipment, being in a small town. So that'll kind of be some of the stuff I do. But I do have people who come through who kind of know of the renown that I have that was passed down to me of building some weapons. But more often than not, farm equipment.
Okay, so you're building farm equipment. So working on some rakes, some shovels,
plows, that kind of thing. Like for oxen, or just an ox. There's only one ox in the whole town.
I don't think that's
Actually,
canon.
This town is the bane of oxes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Every time they come in, they just straight up. No, sorry, we got one. Every other one gets the American Gods treatment. But what are you gonna do? Okay, cool. So you're working on some farm equipment. Yarg Rinhand comes from the front of the shop back into the foundry where you are. Yarg Rinhand is half orc and half dwarf. He has a thick, bushy beard tied in knots. His beard is black. It's something I don't have at the moment. Yeah. His beard is black and covered in soot. He has orc ears and a stubby dwarven nose. He has piercing blue eyes and stands 6 foot tall. He says, "Hey boy, there's someone here for you." As Yarg Rinhand says that, the patron appears in the doorway. You recognize the patron as Henry, your adopted father. You can immediately see he's distressed. The look on his face is that of a man in dire straits. Devin, how often would you, or Atlas, excuse me, how often would you say you visit your parents?
I don't get back to the town that I was raised in very often, but Henry and I do meet about every other week or so, at least maybe once a week on good weeks when we transport these goods that we transport. So about once a week, it's the average.
So it's not really strange for Atlas to see his father then?
It is in my village.
Okay.
It would be if he comes to where I am.
Okay. Yeah, so he's super in the doorway. and looks upset.
Oh, well, what are you doing here, Henry? What brings you here?
That says a lot about your relationship with your father. Yeah, so he like doesn't look at you in the eyes, and he says, we were making a trip to town. We were gonna sell some crops from the farm, and that's when we were attacked by bandits.
Oh, what do these bandits look like? I mean, are you in trouble now? Are you running from someone, or what is going on?
Well, they took your mother. They attacked the cart. I don't know. I can only tell you where they attacked us. They didn't take me, and I came here because I knew you would be able to help. They attacked.
I tell him, Henry, come inside, take a seat, let me grab my things, and we're going. And so immediately I would do that. Like, he would come inside, maybe I wouldn't even try to console him. I'm just not that kind of guy. I would get him a drink. I'm gonna start packing my stuff. Do I have to tell Yarg that I'm leaving?
I mean, this is up to you, bro. You work there. You can choose to lead whatever life you want. Like,
okay, I would like to pack my things.
Okay.
Weapons, of course, like full battle arraignment.
Sure.
Run out to Yarg and say, Yarg, a family matters. I gotta go. Henry says my mother's been attacked. I'll be back when I can get back. Keep my wages for this week. I know I've worked, but keep the wages. Do what you want with it. I'll be back.
So I like to think that Yarg looks at you, kind of scrutinizes you a minute, and looks over to a pile of shovels that you've made, and he goes, "Oh, well, they're not exactly selling like hotcakes, so think we'll be okay. Just take care of your business and come back."
I just walk away.
See you later. Be careful. Hope things are good with your family.
Like, now he says nice things and I leave.
castle.
To my face he says, you made crappy shovels, but then
No, he didn't say that. He just said they weren't selling. Like, you chose to make farm equipment. Like, what do you want from me? You work at the Golden Hammer. People come in for weapons and armor, and you go, shovel?
I do not go shovel. They just need you.
Farm
So
equipment?
that's what I do.
I desperately need a shovel.
I need a shovel.
You
I
basically
do got a
tell me
dig for
apocalypse
dairy.
People need shovels.
No, I don't think that's a key requirement. Okay, so I think
You need a mace? I've got a really flat mace.
So I think you go back to your like area where you were packing, where Henry's still sitting, and he says, "I don't know that we can do it alone. There were so many of them."
Well, how many do you? I mean, tell me exactly what you remember
Okay.
in your haste to get out.
And he like wipes his forehead, and he says, "Okay, so your mother and I, we were traveling down the road southwest of here, and we were just talking like we do, and out of nowhere, I was struck. And as I got up from the cart, I noticed that there were like 6, maybe 7. No, it could have been 9. There were a lot of them. There were certainly more than I could take. And they grabbed your mom, and they ran. I don't know what they want, but they took the stuff in the cart. I just don't understand why they would attack us. We've made this trip time and time again."
How far from here was the attack?
A few hours walk. We weren't far. We were still in the woods, but I mean, it wouldn't have been that much longer for us to be in the open clear in front of the town.
Take me there, Henry. Take me there.
Listen, Atlas, my boy, I trust you. You're different. But I just don't know that that's enough. Maybe we should go to the Red Roof Inn and get some help.
Hold on, the Red Roof Inn.
Yeah.
Henry.
I'll take 12.
I go grab a shovel and go to the Red Roof Inn.
We're getting help, you might want to bring more than one shovel. Well, what's our help going to use to dig the trenches?
All right, so I will listen to the words, the wisdom that Henry has to offer, and we'll go to the Red Roof Inn.
Okay. So you're going to
We're going to go to the local inn, the Motel 6.
Who's keeping the light on for us?
I don't. You know what's funny about that is, I remember writing Red Roof Inn and going, "Cool, we'll denote it by some red roof," and then I went, "That's good," and I came back to it and went, "I've seen this before," and started
Probably yesterday on your way to work.
No, I cracked myself up thinking this would make sense, and then coming back to it and going, "That's an actual fucking place, but it's staying. It's canon now."
Oh, maybe we can get some sponsorship.
Oh yeah.
Red Roof Inn.
Yep.
This podcast
Put
sponsored
in
by
the
Red Roof Inn.
Lawful Stupid coupon code to get 10% off your stay. No, 10%. They got to put it in. And then Red Roof Inn will just contact us via Instagram and say, "Hey, quit telling people to use a coupon code. That doesn't work." We're getting pissed off. Yeah, all right. So you begin to make your way that way, and as you guys are heading towards the Red Roof Inn, we're gonna switch over to Chris and Rowan. So Chris and Rowan sailed together, or sailed on the same boat to the town of Oxbane, on the same merchant ship titled the Black Raven. The Black Raven is a swift ship with a thick hull, painted black across its bow and stern. Its sails are also dyed black. It has a reputation for getting out of sticky situation, which is what led both of your characters to find passage on the Black Raven. You two saw each other on the ship, but didn't particularly interact. How do you think you spent your time on the ship, Chris?
I was probably reading.
Okay. You're such a social person. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a recluse. I probably didn't leave my. I do have a cabin. I assume I have a cabin.
Yeah, you have a room.
Yeah, I assume that in my room I would spend most of the time in there reading. I would come out and stare kind of wistfully at the sea on occasion.
Just hoping somebody Titanics you, right? Like.
No, well, I would basically just come out every time I needed more wine, which would be, I don't know, every 5 seconds, every couple hours. I'd be like, "Ooh, more wine time."
I feel like at the end of your trip, someone comes to you and goes, "Listen, look, there was a thing. You get so much a day. You wrecked that. So rental car mileage, we're gonna have to even up because you did way more than your share." Okay, cool. So you read in your room and then practice poetry across the ocean. Sweet. Rowan, what do you think you did on the ship?
Oh, the exact opposite. Fucking talking to everybody, assuming that just playing my music is how I bartered on the ship in the first place.
That's how I imagined, actually, is that you paid for your room with performances.
Sweet lullaby.
And then you played music too, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's kind of my thing.
Okay.
Plus the other thing.
Cool. So the ship has docked at the docks, if you will. And that's on the east.
Just so I was there, right? What instrument does he play?
A violin or a viol per the D&D things, but it's a violin.
Yeah, nailed it.
And he also carries around a portable hickory stump as well, but that's for later.
Boy, let me tell you what.
Yeah, so you come into this dock, and you guys are on the eastern side of town, which is where the sea is, the coast of the town is. On your way in, you passed a giant. Giant's a strong word, but a 10-story tall lighthouse-esque style building. Nobody calls it the lighthouse in the town, but it certainly resembles that for what you guys would assume it to be. So the pair of you disembark onto the dock and see the fish market. The ship begins unloading cargo, and the city's hustle and bustle begins to swallow your senses. You can hear the dull murmur of people talking in the distance, the chopping of knives against wood, and the sound of fish being packed on ice. While you both have your reasons for coming to Oxbane that are your own, you both arrive together on these docks. You're located on the docks, which is the eastern point of the town. Oxbane is a coastal town, which I've already said before. In the distance, you can see the docks merge into the marketplace itself. From where you stand, you can see the signs of shops such as the Golden Hammer, the Golden Buckle, 2 gnomes, 1 flask, and the Red Roof Inn, denoted by its red roof. See? What do you guys want to do?
Well, first off, did you say 2 gnomes, 1 flask?
You did.
I did. Super a shop.
I'm gonna need a moment to digest that and decide if
Please go there. I want to know what's in it.
That's where we're about to buy healing potions later for sure. But I guess I feel out of place. Like Chris feels out of place here. Like he keeps like trying to reach and grab like his trunks and all his belongings, and then quickly realizing that he doesn't have them because he pawned them to get passage on the ship. So really, he's got the clothes on his back. I guess I would have came here for to try to ingratiate myself as maybe a page in some sort of note skill. Like that's kind of my wheelhouse. But before I do that, I definitely need to gather some information. So I guess I'll scan the cityscape, looking for the telltale red roof, which obviously denotes an inn in this world. And I'll just find it.
Well, that's now canon. Shane, because it's like a beautiful idea that I did not come up with, and now it's canon. But a red roof, like there are no red roofs in my world now. The only time it's a red roof, it's considered an inn. Yeah, no, I love this. Yeah. But this is the original Red Roof Inn, the HQ. This is the first.
This is the start of the franchise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So seeing that, I'm gonna head there. I want to get some information. I don't want to walk into this situation blind. So
okay.
That's the best information place that I know of would be the Red Roof Inn.
Yeah,
so go there.
Good. All right. So you're heading towards the Red Roof Inn. It's easily spotted from where you are. And all right, cool.
Because you can pick out the red roof so clearly.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I mean, you do very walk across, the majority of the town to do that because it's on the northern side. But just the way how it stands, because it is 3 stories high. You can see it from where you are. So in doing so, you kind of cross over a river and a bridge, and you pass this big castle. You also pass on the eastern side the farmlands that with the windmills and the plantation housing. You can tell like this is what feeds the town, allows it to sustain itself without having to do a lot of export-import. But yeah, you make it to the Red Roof Inn, and we'll sync up on that in a second. What do you want to do, Rowan?
I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to steal one of those fish along the way.
Yeah, man. I need you to do a sleight of hand check, for sure.
Sleight of hand check, first roll.
And so it begins.
We may only be a 2-man party soon.
No, it's a 23.
Okay, hold on.
I'm an urchin. That's how I live.
Yeah, I mean, you could just like play music for meals, but no, steal that fish, dog. Slip that cold fish in your pocket.
Look, I could.
Let me explain that I have set up in my area. I've set up a rule book, notes, all my quick notes, the recording software, Skype, my microphone, my webcam. Didn't grab dice, so I had to go grab dice. Yeah, don't need those. Okay, so you're 23. And the shop owner's just going to roll a perception check against you. Yeah, man, you grab a fish.
What kind of fish is it? What kind of fish do you take?
A delicious one.
The dolphin.
Yeah, it's a shark. It's a giant shark. He just shoves that in the mouth.
Yeah.
No, it's like something that would be resembling like a cod or catfish or something like that. Just a basic fish. I think it would be cod. Yeah, something more basic. This is not like catfish area. So you just like shove that in your bag?
No, just like kind of put it in my coat real quick and just keep going on. Like nothing even happened. Just like, what's that?
Sure, no, that's fair. All right, cool.
That fish is huge. How much is that one? Slip.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, cool. So you guys are heading to the Red Roof Inn. And I think it goes separately, but you see the same things.
He stopped. He paused to steal the fish. So.
For sure.
It's not to like talk to the guy like, oh man, look at that. How long did it take you to catch that one? And then point to one far back, and then when he looks like snatch it really quick.
Okay, cool. So while you guys are on your way there, Atlas and Henry, as they approach the door to the Red Roof Inn, Henry kind of puts his hand on Atlas and says, I don't have any gold. It was in the cart.
So I rolled for my character to have gold. Do I have that roll of gold, or is there a certain amount you want us to have?
If you point ball, you whatever the book says, right? Like I assumed that you either did starting equipment and your background character setup gave you some gold, or you did the buy system.
I have 15 gold for background.
Okay.
So
well,
that's what I've got.
Okay. So, yeah. So he kind of says, "Look, there was gold in the cart, so we could ask and say like, hey, there's gold if we get your mom back, because obviously wherever she is, the gold is too. I just don't have any on hand."
I'll do whatever it takes to get it back, but you need to be the man to do the talking, because I will lose my temper.
I'm very familiar with that. We have many a broken carts back at the farm because it's okay though. I love you.
I'm a different man. Not really. But anyways,
Yes.
Henry, you just lead the way and I will follow. My
Okay.
axe will do the talking.
So I think I think he goes in and he walks over to the barkeep and kind of has a conversation with them about, hey, where the mercenaries. I'm gonna try my best not to have fucking conversations with myself. So anytime
Please do.
I can use exposition to avoid that, I will. So I think he has a conversation with the bartender, and the barkeep kind of says like, hey, yeah, that group over there in the corner, they seem to be adventuring types. And so Henry sits down and motions for you to join him, and you guys begin discussing with a group of adventurers. And he says, and that's when they took her. All I need is a couple other of you to help my son and I, and we'll get her back. And they look at him and they say, half-orc looks at them and says, hurting's my game, but it's gonna cost you gold. And
I slam my fist down and look him straight in the eyes and say, how much you want, half-orc?
he looks at you and he says, you're not good with the words, are you, full blood?
I slam my fist even harder this time. Does he have a beer, near him? A drink?
Yeah. I'm sure why. He's in a bar. Of course he does.
I will chug that because this guy just immediately thinks he's better than me, and he's not. I'm gonna chug his beer, throw it across the room. And
Sure.
say, I said how much gold.
Cool. Can you roll a strength or acrobatics check, or an athletics or acrobatics check for me, please?
Definitely just gonna be a straight up strength.
Athletics or acrobatics is your option.
Athletics is based on strength, so probably go with that one.
Yeah, for sure.
21.
Okay, that's pretty good. So he grabs at your chest and is able to grab your shirt. Yeah, your shirt.
I'm not wearing a shirt.
You have no shirt on whatsoever.
I don't wear a shirt.
It's
Hold
rippling
on.
pectorals.
Let me re-roll that roll.
Sensitive nipples.
Did the not shirt save me?
Yeah, it did actually.
Disadvantage for grappling.
Yeah, because he went for the shirt, right? Or he went to grab you. And I guess because there's no shirt, he went to grab you by the shoulder. So he goes to grab, and you just kind of shrug it off as he goes to get a grip, and he goes, all right, we're gonna do it this way then. I'll have gold. You'll give me a piece of gold for my drink.
I yell over to barkeep, if he can hear me, if I'm within just shouting.
Yeah, sure. Shout. Yeah, he kind of looks at you, kind of I don't have all day kind of motion.
How much for one of these tankards I just chugged down?
He looks at that half-orc. A gold? And what you don't see is on the other end, the guy's just giving him the one. Just one.
Let me roll perception for that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll roll sleight of hand. I mean, you're looking the other direction, Devin. So
yeah, it's not great. It's 11.
Yeah, no, you super don't see it. I mean, Henry does, but you know, he also didn't want to start a fight with the people he wanted to hire. So
I say, listen, I'm sorry I was a little heated. Here's your gold. We need your help. You're half orc. You look like you can fight. I need you.
So as you're having that conversation, Chris and Rowan, you guys kind of walk into the bar, and you walk into the inn, and you know it's a standard inn. Tables everywhere, barkeep, stairs in the back heading up towards rooms, and the half orc says, "Like I said, we value gold. I understand that you have gold missing, and that it would be part of the job as we're covering, and we would get a piece of that. But it's going to be 20 gold per me and my buddies, just for us to go. We're successful."
And we can hear that as we walk in.
Oh yeah, it's super elevated.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the mood in here?
It was.
Is everybody staring at the scuffle?
Imagine like when you go into like a Red Lobster and everybody's just chilling, eating on their lobster, and everybody's regretting their life choice. But it's in a calm way. Well, now there's a disturbance. Imagine a waiter dropped Red Lobster, and so there's a mix of interest and fear, because they're worried that their lobster was dropped before they ate it. So that's
question.
Dwayne,
Go ahead.
I just wanted to remind Dwayne of a quick canonical fact that he may have forgot to tell the viewers. As the original Red Roof Inn in this harbor town, this very seafaring town, it is colloquially known as the Red Lobster.
That's true. It is. It is the Red Roof.
I always wondered.
Lobster.
I wanted to remind
Lobster
you.
That's true. No, that's true. You did.
Oh, that's
I appreciate you bringing that up, just so that the listeners can get the same level of immersion that we have. So you guys super hear that, and it is super awkward. I mean, the bartender is not looking that direction at all. Everybody else is giving it the side eye, look but don't look kind of situation.
Well, I want to just immediately be 20 fucking gold for them a piece.
So the orc super looks your direction, or the half orc looks your direction and goes, "Yeah, a piece."
You think fucking highly of yourself, don't you?
I do.
Well, that I see you're as smart as you are pretty.
Well, thanks.
Good.
And the elf sitting next to him, who's his buddy, is looking at him and then he taps him and he goes, "That's an insult, right?" And he looks at his friend. "No, he said I'm smart and pretty. Did you hear him?"
That's not.
Dude, that's okay. Yeah, no, you're right, Craig. No. 100, just like always, Craig.
Yeah, I've definitely got to walk up to this and be there's no fucking way.
That's what our rate is. We're adventurers. We don't come cheap.
What are they trying to fucking charge us so much for?
Well, I'm trying to find my mother. That's it. Hands down. She was taken by some bandits, I perceive. My father, Henry, probably has more details. I just need some help. I mean, I'm a fighter. I could take 3 or 4 myself.
So Henry places his hand on your shoulder, and kind of says, "Listen, my wife and I were attacked by some bandits in the woods, and there's just a lot of them. And while my son is a capable fighter, I don't know that it's enough, and I would hate for him to get injured trying to rescue his mother."
Well, I can assure you I'm worth more than both of these fucking tallywalkers, and I'll help you for free.
You would do that for a stranger?
That's no problem off my back.
All right.
All right.
I'm speechless at first. I'm just staring at him because I can't believe that somebody in this time would be just this nice. And even if he has some ulterior motive, I'm just too dumb to realize it.
Yep, that's for sure. So the orc, the half orc Craig, which I need to open up my notes. The half-orc Craig kind of says, well, good luck with the pretty boy. And he goes, we've got things to do. And him, the elf, and the dwarf march out.
I'll tell you they got some things to do. And I make a very rude gesture.
Do you do that after he leaves or as he's walking out?
Either or.
It's really your decision.
I would definitely do it in front of them.
Okay, cool. So as you do that, you make a rude gesture at him. He kind of like turns, and he does like one of those like where he like kind of lunges at you. He does like a pump fake at you.
Oh, that if you're feeling froggy, then leave.
Yeah, and so he's gonna roll like an intimidation check against you
Don't flinch.
to see if you flinch.
All right, what do I roll against it?
Well, I mean, gotta roll pretty poorly because per my usual. For an intimidation, I think it's wisdom, I believe. I'm looking it up right now. Intimidation.
It's charisma.
It's
Yes, usually charisma.
He uses charisma against it. Normally, you don't do that. Oh, you do insight. We're gonna do insight because fuck it.
Insight?
Well, I mean, deception's right above it, and insight seemed. Let's do Constitution. That sounds way more realistic. I've never ran an intimidation check against a player, but I felt like hitting you was too much.
That's fair.
So do a Constitution check against his roll.
It's a 14.
You
Is it a
super.
Constitution save or?
No, we'll just do a check.
Okay.
So he like pump fakes, and you just stone cold stand. Like you don't move. You don't change your status at all.
Like, oh, don't worry, boy. I was talking about your stuff in a coin purse. You're gonna go make some money somewhere else. Don't fret.
And the dwarf just starts shoving his friend. He's not worth it, Craig. He's not worth it, man. Let's go. Let's go before the minstrels get here, man. Let's go.
Minstrels?
Eh?
Before the musicians show up and start singing songs and telling stories?
That's right.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. What are you doing, Chris, while this is all going down?
Oh, super not involved in that scenario. I'm gonna try to find who looks best dressed in this whole tavern.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. That is awesome. So, best dressed in this whole tavern is going to be, she's a gnome. She has long purple hair going down her back. She's beautiful. Even non-gnomes find her attractive. And she is known to catch the eye of plenty of men.
Is her long hair like normal people's hair? Like that length?
No. It's just like
Looks
long
long
for
on her.
gnomes.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's in nice clothing. She's actually in a dress, which is rare. If you look around the tavern, she's clearly the only one in her dress.
Okay. I'm going to approach her. I'm gonna offer like a curt, like a nice sharp little bow, like not like a deep, like ingratiating
For
bow,
sure.
but just like a
greeting.
like a little bit more than nod of the head.
Respectful greeting. That's cool.
I'm gonna say, "Milady, no."
I appreciate you. I appreciate you respecting my race. You could just call me Lady Trestle.
Lady Tresselden. My name is Christoph. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Well, I guess it is a pleasure to meet me. Christoph, are you new? I don't believe I've seen you in town.
Yes, I've just sailed in upon the Black Raven.
Oh, interesting. Why the Black Raven?
She has a bit of a reputation for being able to get through troubled waters and that sort of thing.
Yes, the Black Raven does have a bit of a reputation. Interesting. What can I do for you, Christoph?
Well, I can tell immediately just by looking at you that you are a cut above the rest, shall we say. And I kind of give her like a knowing look, like, right? Right?
Yes, no, that's it comes with being the wife of the town leader. Yes, that's true.
Just as a bit of background, the town leader's name is...
You don't know that. You just came to the town.
Yes, but I have the noble background, and as such, I would have some insight as per the nobility of the local region.
Okay. Yeah.
Not intimate details, but I would know his name. I would know it's like from court gossip.
No, that's fair. I'm going to find his name on my notes. You would know that his name is listed on all documents that you've seen as Magister Tressel.
Okay, very good. I say, yes, my lady. It's very fortuitous that I've met you here. First and foremost, can I get you anything to drink?
She holds up her goblet, which is much nicer. Clearly, not something the Red Roof Inn has provided her, and says,
she brought her own cup. Fill this with your finest swill, peasant.
Yeah, exactly. She's while I do appreciate the offer, sir, I have my own drink.
Oh, very good. I'm gonna just gesture at the barkeep wildly. I was assuming knows what that means.
He looks at you with a mix of apprehension and interest, and waves you over.
And I'd wave him over.
And he waves you back over.
Oh no! I was like, red wine.
And he goes, got it, and sits red wine on the bar.
I walk over and get it.
And he looks at you as you get it. He goes, "You can come to the bar for the drink. I don't serve tables."
I understand that now.
Okay, I'll have. Gold seems like a lot for wine. You give him change. Fuck it. you give. He picks lint off your wooden nickels and shit. So it evens up. I'm not gonna make you guys pay for drinks unless it's stupid expensive or something. That's tedious. That's all get out. So you go back over with your red wine.
And I walked in and I say, "My lady Trust, may I sit?"
I suppose.
I sit down and I'm dropping kind of some pretense. I'm going to speak to her. I'm going to shoot straight. My lady, I've come here to seek employment with your fine husband.
Well, I guess that really depends on what you can offer him.
Well, I'm a man of some noble blood. I'm not of common breeding like some of the local resources you have here. I would very much.
As you say that, just for context, you notice as you say common breeding, her face kind of turns down at that a little bit.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I'm just trying to give you context, right?
The heart wants what it wants. I understand, but I would be amiable for a page position or any sort of. If you needed a scribe, I could offer those talents. I'm very well read, and I'm here to support in any way that your husband might need.
I don't know that he needs those things. Well, we're quite all read, even well read, even for. She looks around for us common races. But I suppose you could stop by the castle tomorrow and see if he needs anything. He holds session, like any good magister, once a week for people to bring grievances or requests.
I thank you very kindly for your knowledge, lady. However, it's of the utmost importance that I find stable footing here, and as such, any aid you could offer, if you just some insight into. I'm a man of many talents. If you knew anything that your husband needed, or that he would look upon favorably to give me any sort of advantage, I would be eternally grateful.
She looks you over with a keen eye for a moment. She's like, roll a perception check.
Okay. I'm getting my dice out. Hey!
Let's play D&D, boys. It's no longer just
Yeah.
theater acting. We can roll.
Now we can roll dice and play the game. Lucky lady tonight. That is a natural 20. First roll of the podcast, natural 20.
He does a third roll, but
Okay.
First
So,
roll of the podcast.
you notice that when she says that, she knows how as you say that, she has like this devious looking smile when you say that. And she says, actually, how are you with odd fellows?
You'd have to be more specific, my lady.
Those who don't quite have, those who one stick short of a bushel, if you will.
Are we talking about the insane?
I would never call
The malign?
him. I would never call him insane. That's quite rude. I think that lacks respect for his station. But I just ask how
see.
you handle that.
We have a somewhat of a high-born station who may or may not be the most equipped to perform that role.
Well, he has certainly importance to the town, but yes, he has his moments of instability, if you will.
Well, I've dabbled in the treating of people, those who are malaligned. My mother, she grew ill, and as a result, had a similar situation. It depends on how you'd want the issue resolved.
Well, I'm not looking for a resolution as much as I am someone to collect information.
That could be something that I could arrange. I've got 2 ears, good for listening. Yes.
Yes, but I need someone who can muddle through the static, if you will.
I should be able to do that if I know exactly what you're getting at, and would be more than happy to assist. Assuming, of course, someone who assisted you in a task such as this could expect your favor come sessions.
She looks at you with a little with contempt that you were forward enough to expect a favor, right? And she says, "How about we just see how well you do?" And she begins to look at her nails as she says that.
Milady, I have the sense that people don't tell you no very often that I am not, as I've said before, a common man. And my services rendered are due a reasonable, acceptable compensation. So if you're looking for a stooge, I'm afraid that that's just not the kind of help that I could offer either you or your husband.
Listen, Mr. Shindo, I, like
Didn't
you,
say my name.
I, like you, am quite well read of noble validity, and I'm familiar with the turmoil going on in the Kingdom of Silence. So I would assume that you not try to play me the stooge. I'm very aware of your station, sir. Unless there are multiple tiefling running around with birthmarks such as yours.
No, I am indeed Christoph Shindo of Silence, but I'm afraid that your news may have been traveling a little bit more slowly than you would like. I have nothing to do with the politics of silence, and frankly, that's all I want to hear on that matter, is silence.
I understand. And she gets up and walks away.
That's fair.
you told the lady of the town to shut the fuck up.
That's fair. I'm gonna drink one.
but in like the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
to be
Oh,
fair.
super well. All up until he said silence. Like You were so good until you gave her the polite "shut the fuck up."
Yeah, but that wordplay was so good. How could he not?
It was clever.
It called to me. No,
Yeah. And as she storms out, you notice the barkeep looked way more relaxed as she leaves.
I'm gonna drink wine.
Okay. So Henry says to you, Alice, look, I think maybe we get a couple more guys. I don't know about you, sir. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. And he motions to you, Rowan.
Oh, you can call me Rowan. All my closest friends do.
Thank you, Rowan, but what sort of abilities do you have?
Oh, all of them. I'm great at everything. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I guess we don't need a third person then.
Show him your character sheet.
Well, if you're saying there's a bunch of them, we could maybe use another one. I help what I can. Why don't you ask the fancy one?
Yes, well...
I run over immediately. Like, I know who he's pointing to. Like, I'm not hesitating.
Okay.
Yeah, like I saw him on the ship. He looks like he can handle booze, and if you can handle that much booze, you can probably handle a couple of men.
And so I run over to him. Excuse me, sir. I don't mean to bother you, but your friend said he came in on a ship with you and says you're a capable fighter, probably. Would you be willing to help us? We need to go now.
I don't really. I'm not much of a marshalman.
2 gold.
That's as much as 2 drinks, I guess. I kind of like.
That's multiple drinks. I think we've made.
Yeah. The other guy made it.
Okay.
Earlier. I reach into my coat and I pull out a map of the surrounding area, and I can kind of see the fiefdoms and the kingdoms, and like I take out a piece of charcoal and I put a big X over Oxbane. I'm kind of falling. So I'm like, all right, the next town is gonna be. I'm gonna get like a chariot. I'm gonna have expenses. I do have some abilities that might be useful in dealing with ruffians. I could assist for 10 gold.
Done. Consider it done. Too easy.
I should
after your help. I'll give you 5 now, and 5 when the task is complete. We just need to go now.
Fair deal. And I shake his hand.
And I give him 5 gold.
He runs out of the bar.
Not again.
So Henry sees the exchange and he says to you, Rowan, well, if that guy's in, I guess we should hurry.
Well, if we should hurry, then what are we waiting around for? Let's go grab him and get going.
Listen,
Yes, right.
I agree, but there's a lot of them, and there's 4 of us, and I'm not a good fighter. I don't know. Do you guys need anything before we go? I mean, quickly is better. Do you have your weapons?
Why are you saying that if we need to go and then you keep talking? It doesn't work like that. You say we need to go, then we need to go, and we're going.
I'm not a great man with words.
Just a quick look around. Neither of you appears to be clergy or clerics or any sort of healer type. Perhaps it would be prudent to acquire some potion.
I look at him and I go, what are you saying, man? Just say it.
Potions. We should buy some fucking potions.
I believe that is correct.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so Devin or Atlas, you are aware that there's obviously a potion shop. You guys saw the sign for the...
I believe I saw 2 gnomes in a flask. I saw that sign.
Okay, so yeah, you guys...
by a blue roof.
You guys... no. You guys head on out to the 2 gnomes, 1 flask. So you guys walk into this place, and there are two gnomes sitting or standing on the bar, and they're like arguing almost. One has neon blue hair, and it's up in like a messy man bun, and he's arguing with someone who looks quite identical to him, and she's wearing a dress. And she has neon blue hair and pigtails, and they're arguing as you guys walk in.
Is there like the potions on display?
Oh, for sure, they have a couple potions on display.
He steals.
Would I be able? Yeah, would I be able to recognize one as a healing potion?
I mean, they're labeled like or some of the potions are labeled, right? There's definitely a potion of healing. It's labeled potion of healing.
Can I attempt a sleight of hand on one of those potions?
You can do whatever you want, brother.
I'm gonna try.
You can do whatever you like. You can have whatever.
I was worried because I had one really good roll off the bat.
Okay.
It's a nat 20.
Make that 2 rolls.
I like to think you pocket one of the potions of healings.
Yes.
And they didn't roll high enough to negate a nat 20. I mean, they beat it. They didn't roll high enough to break it. So yeah, you do that. And as you do that, the female says to the other, "Would you just be quiet? We have customers." And he like shakes his hands off and goes, Welcome to Two Gnomes, One Flask. What can I do for you?
My lord, no. We are in...
My lord! Like the cut of your jib, boy.
Yes, everyone does. We are looking for some potions of healing nature.
Yeah, we've got those. And he looks over to the shelf and he goes, I thought we had more. And he looks to his sister and says, or looks to the other gnome, I guess you now know it's his sister, and says, "Hey, Sally, you're supposed to stack the shelf completely." And she looks back and says, "I did stack the shelf completely." Oh, yes, we have potions. We have less than I thought, but I don't make those potions. Yes, we have them.
Oh, well, how much?
Well, typically they're 50 gold. Well,
50 gold.
He looks at you and goes, 50 gold!
Where is the flask?
He says,
The titular one flat.
Yes, and he points to a bottle of black purple ichor, and he says, well, that's the flask.
I was just curious why the name was named that. But now I know. So my curiosity has been piqued.
Great. Yes, so like I said, 50 gold for a potion of healing. And as you're talking, Henry kind of pokes him and goes, "Henry! What are you doing here, friend?" Sal, this bandits took Teresa.
I just want to point out that Henry has not gathered his wits about him yet.
Yeah, he's still
he's super just stressed out the whole time.
Well, there's a combination of his wife missing and you constantly calling him Henry, which I'm shocked by the fact that you don't call him father, since he in any way, shape, or form. That's fine.
Backstory, don't ruin it.
I'm not. I'm just, like I said, I stopped myself. All that to say. So he says, "Listen, Sal, we've got to get going, and these guys, they're gonna help. Is there any way you can cut a deal on those potions this time?" And Sal goes, "Well, Henry," and Sally puts her hand over his mouth. "Of course we can, Henry. We can sell them for 10 gold a pop. There's 2 left." And
Take 'em, boys.
while that's happening, you can see that Sal's like,
Oh, my dear boy, don't shoot with your mouth full. Don't shoot with your mouth full. There you go. Here's 10 gold, and I'll just grab one of these off the shelf.
okay, you do that. Devin, do you have enough to buy another one? Or you buy one? Sorry. You had 15, you gave 5 away. Yeah, you should have 10. Exactly.
I do have, yeah.
Okay, cool. So you buy both of them, and Sal says, hey, wait it! And Sally, like, punches him in the gut, and it kind of says, Henry is a friend, Sal. Go. I understand, Henry. I'll deal with this idiot. And Henry thanks them both and promptly leaves.
Talk.
Okay, cool. So you guys leave the town, and let's start with marching orders. How would you like to set those up?
Atlas is up front. All of the time.
Literally all the time. I'm cool back here. I'll be in the rear.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go in the middle. Like, as we agreed to go upon this journey.
Okay. Well, I think Henry walks next to Atlas. So it's 2-1-1. And he leads you guys out the southern gate of town. You walk through the plains from so let me explain the towns a little bit. As you're leaving the southern gate of the town, you see 2 towers on the east and the west, and there's a giant 15-foot wall that's kind of, you can see stretches further than bends, and you could tell that the town is actually walled off, right? So you know that it's the coastal line, and then a wall denoting its perimeter for safety. It's actually a walled-in town, right? So you guys walk through the plains from the walls to the woods, and after an hour or two, you finally hit that tree line. And Henry says, as he's getting closer, it's not much farther now. And he says, Atlas, how have you been?
Well, things are just normal. After battle school, just waiting for a war to break out for my skills to be used. Otherwise, I'd work for Yarg and pay my bills and make my deliveries.
Yeah, are you getting better at making weapons, or did you kind of, follow in the old man's footsteps?
No, I can literally make anything. Just as you need it, I can make it done. Custom, original. Just I can. If you have a sword that you have from your great grandfather, you taught me how to remake weapons and restructure them. So I can do pretty much anything.
Good. Sounds like you're keeping up with your studies, regardless of going off to that battle place.
He's a loving father.
We never really discussed much about his personality, so I'm taking leniency. What is the word?
Think of the dad from
He
Seventh
just sounds
Heaven.
like a father trying to connect.
The dad from Seventh Heaven, minus all the stuff that he did in real life. That was
He's
real.
happy that you're happy, but he wishes that you would have.
No, so I think I'm on point then. I don't believe that Seventh Heaven dad would have wanted any of his children to go be in the military.
Does that mean
Sure.
you're Jessica Biel?
Yes. I'm Matt, the oldest kid.
Yeah,
Like,
the one that nobody liked for the longest time. Yeah, no, I feel you.
Stupid long hair.
Yep. So after another, unless you guys want to chat amongst yourselves.
So lads, tell me about yourselves. What brings you to Oxmoor?
Oh, it's actually Oxbane. Sorry.
Oxmoor Mall. So that's a place where we grew up. The Oxbane. What brings you to Oxbane?
Oh well, I actually work here at the Golden Hammer with my boss Yarg. I had owned it for a period of time myself, but a few years back I went to battle school in Balefort and got a great education and a lot of fighting techniques. Instead of just learning how to craft items, I learned how to use those items for protection or whatever may come. And it seems now that has proven itself extremely appropriate.
Indeed, and you.
Oh, Well, I'm not looking for anything specifically from Oxbane. It could be found anywhere. But perchance it is found here, then it might be found here, so you'll find me here looking for the thing.
Cryptic. All right.
It's not cryptic at all, it's very plain. I spelled it out very clear.
I don't think you did.
Debatable.
Well, if you wanted to put it very simply, my relationship with my muse is a delicate one. At the best of times, is delicate, and I feel it's my duty to protect, but I failed at, and I have offended her fragile nature, and now I must find her again. So she might be found at Oxbane, she might not be here at all, but there's a chance that she might be, so here I am.
So...
an autistic type.
You might say that. More or less now. Less now. Not more now. More before, but less now for sure.
I get it.
I'm glad that you do.
Yeah, so you guys continue to chat each other up, I think. Quite
Wait,
eloquently.
hold on. Like, what are you doing here, Fancy Pants?
Well, I'm looking for employment.
That seems like you've done a really good job so far.
You could say that. Not exactly the position I was looking for. I was looking for something with a little bit less hiking, but a little bit less risking my life and fighting bandits. But shy of that, this should be able to get me to the next town over, which we all know is...
We all know that the next town over, the closest one would be... Fuck, that's small text on a monitor. Riverside.
Which we all know is Riverside, and should this go well, and I'll have enough funds to get to Riverside, and hopefully find a position that reflects who I am and what I do.
Well, that's a beautiful sentiment, and I can respect that.
Okay, so you guys continue walking, and Henry brings you upon the spot, right? And you immediately see the smashed cart. The cart's on its side with two of its wheels and pieces. The marks of chaos strewn around the cart site. Listen, I'm pretty sure I saw them use magic.
That would have been nice to know earlier, Henry.
Well,
Magic.
I had forgotten how they flipped the cart until we just got back here.
What kind of magic did they use?
Look, I'm not a magic guy, but it was like a white light, and then next thing I knew, the cart was on its side, and they were gone.
Which way did they go, Henry? Where did you see them run onto? How did you get away? That's probably a good question. They just left you here the whole time?
Like I tried to fight, and they took your mom, and they attacked me, but they just hit me really hard, and then left. I don't know why they would take her and not me and leave me. I don't know.
Very strange indeed. So, which way did they go? Can you point us in that direction?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Well, when we reach the site of the attack, we may be able to discern some sort of clue or trail to follow, and maybe our way will become clear.
Can I use a perception to see if there's some grass that's matted down or something that the woods are nearby, right? We're at a tree line.
Yeah, sure. No, you can't do a perception check. We're gonna use the very rarely but well planned by the DM survival check to look for a trail or tracks, because that's what survival check is for, and it's very fucking rarely used.
All right.
But today, episode 1.
Survival used. Only time ever.
Let it be known.
Would you like us all to make that check now?
No, Devin was the one who wanted to do it specifically, so he can
I mean,
make that wisdom
everybody's
check.
just super can. It's a 7.
No, you're good. I made it super low.
It's a 1. You literally can that fail.
No, not quite.
Our story goes nowhere.
Yeah, it was definitely a 5. Super mysticism behind the robe. So yeah, you find tracks of medium-sized bandits or medium-sized creatures, but they look like normal boot footsteps.
Oh no, these look like bandit boots. I can tell by the bandit tracks.
I can smell the poverty coming off their boots.
No, you can tell by you can tell by the scat. This is bandit scat up and down. No two ways about it.
Okay. So Henry says, I guess we follow them then.
I say, Henry, I think it's best if you stay here.
I'm not staying anywhere without your mom.
You're doing it right now.
No, I'm pretty sure we're looking for you have such wonderful
I didn't mean
hair,
that.
son.
We're all Timba's all a little high right now. Just
He
don't
pats you on the
think
shoulder and goes, "You've never been good with words, son."
I love you, pops.
I appreciate that.
Let's do this. I say, I love your father, and from then on, I now call him father instead of Henry. It was that moment.
It was that moment. Years and years of upbringing.
Not raising.
Nothing.
No.
Okay, cool. So, what do you guys want to do?
We'll attack that trail.
Follow that trail.
Okay, cool. So you guys follow the tracks for an hour. Sometimes you lose the tracks. Sometimes you have to reorganize and pick up the trail again. The bush, you eventually find this brush that begins to thicken. But the tracks lead through there. So you, Atlas, begin to, you put your weapons in your back, I think, and you kind of, make your way through it.
I use my axe to destroy the foliage there.
You super can. Roll me an attack roll, please.
Oh gosh.
First
battle. Let's see if I beat the
I
enemy.
believe in you.
17.
You get ass kicked by a book.
18, 19, 20.
Yeah, so you cut it up pretty good. And so you kind of like Crocodile Dundee going through the fucking woods, machete style with your axe, cut through it's a lot, right? So you cut and then you make a hole and it's just deep, and you cut and you make a hole, and you do this for about 50 feet worth of brush, thick 10-foot brush. And when you cut through there, you see an entrance to a cave. And the footsteps begin to lead towards the cave, and it's carved out of the side of a smaller mound, right? So imagine like a cave wall being against a wall and being normal adventurer D&D cave style. This is more like a hill mound, and you can already tell that the cave is kind of pointing downwards.
All right, now if we're gonna go in there, it's important, Henry. You have to be in the rear.
I don't know that that's the case, and he pulls his hammer free from his side.
No, I'm sure you're quite the good smasher. You look like a good smasher man. You're very strong, very hearty. But the fact of the matter is, it's going to be dark, and the way I see it, orc, elfie man, tiefling, Hume. Hume's no see so good in the dark, and as such, I don't want you tripping all over your big hammer there. So if you could just bop on in the back.
He begrudgingly walks to the back of the line.
Go.
Can I walk up to him and give a little say-so?
Yeah.
Say, Father. Pause for effect.
He looks at you strangely.
Because
yes.
I've never. Father, I would really appreciate if you would stay behind. If something happens in there now, I not only have to worry about Mother, but I have to worry about you too. And it throws a lot of things off of me.
He looks at you, deadpan, without any emotion in his face, and says, "I'm not standing by while your mother's in danger."
Can I roll persuasion?
You can super try.
I'll try.
No, that's not good. It's 3.5.
It's a big old fat one.
He like
now
okay,
I don't go.
No, perfect. He kind of grabs you by the shoulder and he goes, "You know, I thought you would understand what it's like to love your mom, but I guess you just don't get it."
Well, that was hurtful. And I go back to the front.
You've hurt my feelings, Father.
I'm not angry,
I
just disappointed.
I just want to nudge Chris and be like, look at the fucking passion and determined in his eyes. You don't see that in a story. You don't understand it till you see it.
Yes, it's all very Cats in the Cradle.
Oh, what's that? I don't know that one.
It's a folk song from the land of silence.
Quickly coining as many have you heard the sound of silence?
The silver scales.
Oh,
They're blue.
Cow in the moon? A different version, yeah.
Okay, so you guys enter the cave with your predetermined marching orders. You immediately you go down about 10 feet at a 45-degree slope, and you find a bonfire. And the coals are still kind of smoking, and you can still feel the warmth in the air of a reminiscence of a bonfire. You find stools by the pit, but nothing else. And there's a path heading further down.
Is there anything of value in this initial room?
I mean, depends. Does Atlas value campfire rocks, a wooden stool?
Well, as far as
logs
with smithing, anything of
I mean, you
mineral
could
value.
You could, like I said, there's
Material
stones,
value.
there's coal.
No.
How many seats are there?
You see 6 or 7 stools, kind of randomly scattered, and one's actually knocked over.
I say we keep trucking.
Yeah, but we should try to do it quietly. It seems like someone was here, maybe heard us coming.
Maybe because they attacked a bush, but I don't know.
The bush didn't scream out for help.
It's
There could be animals in the woods.
But you're also chopping through thick bush,
and arguing with your father.
Yeah, and arguing with your father.
Came out.
you by no means are approaching this stealth mode.
The bad guys are daddy issues, let's get out of here. And so they just left.
Except for one guy goes, wait, no, not the time.
Dude, that's a lot of baggage. I really don't want to be around that right now.
Yeah, I've got
really
my own
harsh
things with
on
my
that.
dad, and I don't need that to be brought back up.
We all have father issues. We can agree on that.
Yeah, that's why we're in the bandit.
My dad wanted me to be a doctor, but I said no.
No, Dad, I don't want to be a tanner. I want to be a bandit.
I want to steal stuff.
Yeah, we'll keep going.
Okay,
Go.
cool. You guys continue to move down the path, and the decline that you've been walking begins to sharpen, and the warm air begins to become crisp around you, and you can taste wet grass in the air as you make your way down the path. And kind of as you go further down, because this is a podcast and it's an audio experience, when I said wet grass, Atlas and Christoph began snickering heavily, which is where my stuttering came from.
You were mimicking like you were tasting it.
Oh, that's amazing. This is the things you have to say. You can't.
Oh yeah,
that's solid.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think it would be.
Yeah,
good
but half the time.
That is good
yeah.
podcasting. That's part of if your character actually does that. Going.
Yeah. So I did.
No, I did that.
Okay.
I don't know if I like it, but the smell is good, but the taste is not. So it's
Okay.
it's
Why
very
is there so much
confusing.
wet grass in the air? Why is it permeating everything?
So as you go further down, you actually where it's been pretty much pitch black, you kind of see light begin to fill the path as you slowly make your way down this path, and you see the room start opening up, and you guys have been trying to be stealthy. Would you like to roll stealth checks as you?
Yes.
Okay.
I
We all
would
have it
love to roll a stealth
You guys
check.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Or pass.
Okay.
It's not great, but it's 13 plus 18.
Atlas got a 5.
And Shane did not roll it, so.
I'll roll it. We're doing it. It's a fucking 1. I did a 1. Did it real bad.
Okay.
Didn't want to. Made me do it.
I'll roll Henry too for giggles. Oh, Henry's the stealthiest of the motherfucking bunch.
Shinobi.
Okay, so you guys are like making your way to the cave, and
Every time he says "making my way," it goes to my head and it kills me.
You guys are
every single
traveling through this corridor, this cavernous corridor, and you like get to the edge of it, and I think the way that rolls out is Atlas like puts up a hand, right, to like stop, and
Fist.
yeah, a fist. Okay, fine, a fist, and Rowan like stops, like, but like puts his hands on Atlas, like, whoa, didn't see that coming, and Chris just barrels into you, just like, hey, what's up, everybody, and just kind of like makes a commotion, and we're gonna see how badly that goes. Not great. So you hear the some like commotion come from that room. I was not expecting this to happen. And the 3 men, like, there's like 3 robed figures like rushing your direction. Roll initiative.
I suppose that's enough for one night. Next time I'll tell you if they save Atlas's mother or not. If they make it out alive. And if they become the adventurers they so desperately want to be.
Hey guys, it's Dwayne, your dastardly DM. I wanted to say thanks for listening. This is very much a passion project for myself and the 3 players. And while it may start off pretty rough, both technically and narratively, we're going to get better. We're very committed to making this a passion for us and something we do on the side. It's not about money or anything like that. We just love playing Dungeons and Dragons or tabletop games in general. And we just really wanted to put out some good content. So I wanted to say thanks again for listening. And, I wanted to shamefully plug all of our shit at the end of the episode. If this isn't your bag, please skip ahead or please just close out. But I would want you to go to Instagram and follow us. We are Lawful Stupid, one word. If you want to follow us on Twitter or tweet at us and kind of let us know what you thought, it's Stupid Lawful. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys.